So in gas mixture, first of all you should understand mole fraction and mass fraction. What is called mole fraction, what is called mass fraction. So see, because the topic name itself is a mixture, gas mixture, so it means what? Imagine in any given system you are using mixture of two gases. For example, you are using N2 plus you are using O2. So you should know by mass how much N2 you have taken and by mass how much O2 you have taken. So for that, suppose you have taken M1 mass for N2 and M2 mass for O2. So how will you find out mass fraction? Actually, when you are finding out mass fraction, then you will find out mass fraction either for N2 or for O2 or for both. It's like, it will be like this, like mass fraction for N2 or mass fraction for O2. So how will you find out this? Mass of N2 divided by total mass. Total mass means M1 plus M2. In same way, if you want to find out mass fraction for oxygen, then mass of oxygen divided by total mass. Total mass means M1 plus M2 both. I have taken example of two gases. You can have more than two gases also, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what will happen? Total mass will increase. Because mass fraction you find out for a particular given thing. So that mass you will keep in numerator and remaining mass you will keep down. Exactly in same way mole fraction works. So in this example, first I took mass. Now I will talk the same thing in terms of moles. You have taken any system. In this system, suppose N1 moles you have taken any element A, N2 moles you have taken small n2, N2 mole you have taken any element B, suppose extra N3 mole you have taken any element C, and now you are looking for mole fraction. So whenever you look for mole fraction, you should say that for which element you want to find out mole fraction. So suppose I want to find out mole fraction, symbol is I am giving X. This mole fraction I want to find out for element B. So how will you find out? N2 divided by total. This is the sigma. Total means N1 plus N2 plus N3. In same way we will find out mole fraction for everything. And best part you should keep in mind. Suppose you are finding out for XB, you also find out for XA. It will be N1 by N1 plus N2 plus N3. You again find out for C. Your XC is N3 by N1 plus N2 plus N3. Actually, this gas mixture topic is very easy. Now see, what is the beauty here? If you will add all the mole fraction, I mean if you will add XA plus XB plus XC, then it will give you 1. You know why? Because numerator is same. So how do we add fractions? Your numerator is same, so N1 plus N2 plus N3 is going to be same. At the same time, when you will add these top, again you will be getting N1 plus N2 plus N3. So that's why it will get cancelled, you will be getting 1. So you will be getting 1 if you will add all the mole fractions. So one beauty is, if you keep this in mind, suppose you have given only 2 elements in a system. So you do one thing, you find out mole fraction of one element, then subtract from 1, you will be getting for another element easily. No need to apply formula 2 times. I mean to say that, suppose I am considering only XA and XB. So no need XC here. So I am saying that no need to apply formula 2 times for XA and XB. Because we know this trick that XA plus XB gives 1. So you apply formula only one time, find out XB or XA, and another one you find out by subtracting 1. So this was about mole fraction and mass fraction. Now let's understand what is partial pressure and what is partial volume. So concept of partial pressure is very important because we are talking about mixture now. So see, if you have any chamber, and suppose in this chamber 2 different elements are applying the pressure. Suppose 2 gases I am keeping gas A and I am keeping gas B. So gas B I will keep with the red color. So gas A will also be having its molecules. Gas B will also be having its molecules. So total pressure in the chamber will be something else, and pressure applied only because of molecules of A will be PA, and only because of molecules B will be PB. So These pressures are known as partial pressures. Partial pressure of A, partial pressure of B. But this guy is total pressure. So to know how will you find out partial pressure of any single gas, it is easy. Very, very easy. Because you can do in this way. PV is equal to nRT, you know. So in this PV is equal to nRT, this N will tell you that how many moles we have taken for pressure A, for gas A. So that number you substitute here. At the same time, what is your R value? So remember, when you are using this N is number of moles, that time you should use this R as universal gas constant. And what is this T here? This T is the temperature of this chamber. Simple. You can find out pressure of only for A. If you want to find out pressure for B, then substitute number of moles of B. That's all, done. So this is how you will calculate partial pressures of all the gases. Now question is, when you want to find out total pressure, then which concept you are going to apply? So if you want to find out total pressure, then very simple, na? Add both the pressures. So I'll change the page. So actually, how did you find PA? To find out PA, you applied concept PV is equal to nRT. So NA, R universal and temperature. To find out partial pressure of B, again same thing, NB, R universal and temperature. Again I'm saying, keep in mind, when you are using number of moles, that time you use universal gas constant. Universal gas constant 8.314, you should not forget the value. Kilojoule per kilomole. Okay. Now see. So when you want to find out total pressure, then that is nothing but sum of both the pressures. So it means P is equal to PA and PB. So now again you can see, substitute values here. So substitute the value here, substitute the value here. So after substituting the value, what you are doing, actually you are adding these two. That's all. So this is common, this is common, this is common, this is common. So finally what you are adding? Actually you are adding number of moles. It means pressure applied in the total volume, the total pressure you are talking, it is nothing but add Na plus Nb and you will be getting RT, where it should be R universal. So if you will add both the number of moles, then you will be getting total pressure. Simple. Okay. So now we will go for there is something called molar mass. Molar mass is again easy. Molar mass is nothing but they will give some molar masses, and if you have to find out total molar mass, then how will you do that? For example, if you have just very good example, suppose you have air, you have taken inside air. So air is nothing but the combination of N2 plus O2. So according to the based on number of moles of N2 and according to based on number of moles of O2, you are going to find out molar mass of the entire gas. You might be knowing that in case of nitrogen, we use 28, because see, N has atomic number 7 and mass number 14. So N2 will be having mass number 28. O has atomic number 8 and mass number 16. So O2 will have mass number 32. So if you are adding N2 also and O2 also in such a way that it will make the mixture of air, what air we are breathing in the atmosphere, then you should take this N2 approximately 80% and you should take this O2 approximately 20%. So this data, if you are considering by volume or by mass, roughly simply I am saying. So by using this formula, molar mass is equal to your mass fraction, or you can see your mole fraction into mole fraction of N2 into mole of N2, molar mass of N2 plus O2. So if you want to find out molar mass of the gas, of the air, so that will be nothing but it is based on the fractions. So it will neither come 28, it will nor come 32, it will come 29 approx value. So for air we take molar mass as 29. So this is also standard data, and you can see 29 is closer to 28, it is not closer to 32. Why? Because nitrogens are more, they are 80%. That's why their the answer is closer to that answer. Now in same way you can find out your gas constant of gas mixture. For example, same example, if you have chamber, in this you have taken two types of gases. For example, you have taken any gas, nitrogen. So don't take nitrogen, oxygen, you go in terms of AB. So A is another gas. So for A it will be having your own gas constant. For B you will be having your own gas constant. So for this mixture, if you want to find out gas constant, because it will be a new gas, so that gas constant you will find out by formula. That formula you can directly apply. What is that formula? R is equal to mass of gas A divided by total mass into R of the gas plus mass of B divided by total mass into R of B. How this formula is coming? This formula is coming by basic. What is the basic? Your total pressure PV is equal to N1 plus N2 R universal T, we know this. And your partial pressure P1V is equal to N1 RUT, we know this. And partial pressure, because the second gas is N2 RUT, we know this. So what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say that if you will write the equation in terms of mass, or write the equation in terms of number of moles. If you add all the pressures, you are going to get total pressure. Total pressure is, you can write in this way, MR you can equate with all M1 R1 plus M2 R2 plus M3 R3. How can you do this? Because here you may do some mistake. It is very easy. We are just equating total pressure to their partial pressures. So actually, if you multiply T here, multiply T here, multiply T here, multiply T here, so what is this? This is nothing but total pressure into volume, means this part. And what is this? This is partial pressure because of gas 1, partial pressure because of gas 2, partial pressure because of gas 3. Okay, I mean to say that your total pressure is nothing but P1 plus P2. Just two examples I am taking. Multiply VV everywhere. V, V, V. Then substitute them with their formula. This will be M total R total MRT. M1 R1 T. M2 R2 T. Now you may ask the question, why I am not using T1 T2 here? Because they are in same chamber, so they will be having same temperature, right? It's like, suppose you have a cup of tea. In this cup of tea you have water molecule and milk molecule. So it's not like when you will drink the tea, some molecules will be hotter, some molecule will be colder. No, they all are at same temperature. So now you can see, you can cancel this T term. So that's why MR will be remaining. So R total, this kind of question they ask in GATE, is nothing but M1 R1 plus M2 R2 divided by total mass, because this side total mass is there. So if you divide by total mass to the given mass, like m1 by total mass r1, and then m2 by total mass r2. You know this. What is this? This is nothing but mass fraction. What is this? Mass fraction. So your R equivalent, or you can say R for the combination of the gases, or you can say R for the new gas, you can find out by this. So this is known as gas constant of the mixture. In same way you can do for the density of mixture also. In density of mixture you go with the volume formula. In same way you write your partial differential equation with your you can write like this. Your density of the gas is the sum of all the densities. Just keep this in my mind, in your mind. Keep rho 1, rho 2, rho 3 like this. And your internal energy, specific internal energy, you can also write in same direct addition. So those things I have given you in the PDF. That's all. This much is enough. And now we can change our topic.